Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing great. Got a great video here with the Brandenburg, a new Tier 8 premium battleship from the German side, full secondary build. As you can see on the screen right there, built as you can get it to get it to where you want. And this is the Luther Gunchen's Commander, and that's the build for it. More of a tanky build-ish concealment to get in there close. Hey guys, on our way to 300 subscribers, thank you so much for all those that are supporting the channel. Help us get on our way to 300, and love bringing these videos for you and bringing the community together. So, the Brandenburg, I didn't realize this was coming out. It really was kind of dropped at the last minute here, but I just saw that it was coming available, so I said, why not? It's $51 in the armory, or $12,500 doubloons, I believe, something around that range, if you will, of just buying the ship. But it's really what I would call this, for my review of this ship, as a German Massachusetts, if you will, where it's secondary focused, close-in brawling, good concealment, but it really doesn't have the greatest of armor or survivability in a sense. It's not as tanky as you would think it'd be. It's kind of squishy in my mind. And the heels aren't that great either, but it fulfills the role of being, like you see right there, that shot really, even though angled, takes a pretty serious punch. But the only reason I call it is more like a Massachusetts because it's got long range Massachusetts, super accurate. It pens, if you build it to IFHE, it pens 32 millimeters. So pretty strong, good fast firing guns, and it has 10 of those 105, I believe, millimeters on each side. And it has the 150s, of course, that pen almost everything, but it's really awesome for the secondary build, and it has torpedoes. So this is kind of, like I said, maybe a Tier 8 Palmer, where it's not the tankiest of ships, but it's maneuverable, it's fun, it's got long-range secondaries, good concealment. I think you can see right there, I built it down to 12.7 concealment when your secondaries reach only to 11.5. So to me, I look at this as a German Massachusetts, just not with the good heels and everything. It's pretty awesome, and it's got torpedoes. Torpedoes actually reach out to 10 kilometers, so pretty cool right there, not bad, not bad. Only has one set though, so obviously if you get one knocked out, you're down pretty much 50% there. But what are my thoughts about it? As you can see in the video here, it's really, you got to stand off. You can't really go in straight on. Again, it can't take, no battleship can take on 2 or 3 battleships at once, honestly, in my opinion. And it's really just taking fire from all directions. It can't absorb the amount of firepower or damage con. If it was like the new German tech tree line that we're talking about that's coming out, the super cruiser battleship type, if it had the damage con that was really quick reloading, if you will, that would save a lot of it for the brawling role that it was designed to be. But since it only has a standard damage con and it reloads in about a minute and change, it takes a while. And like you see, the heels right there are good, but not as great as a Massachusetts in my opinion. But I mean, it has 12 guns. That's something pretty good. If you really like what you're seeing right here is, boom, a salvo of 12 right there. And you get not the greatest of pen angles and so forth. I tried HE with it too. It can pen some, it can start fire some, yeah, but really the bread and butter is really the secondaries if you can get it to survive that close in. But the playstyle for this ship, really, you gotta wait and just like I'm doing right now, going kind of slow, watching the battlefield develop and kind of pressing in and pushing in when it calls is necessary. The other downside of it is it doesn't have hydro. I think that's pretty, a recommended, or I'm sorry, a requirement to have hydro if you're going to push in, because you got threats such as destroyers with torpedoes, you got now submarines, and now with the addition of good smoke on a lot of these destroyers, you really definitely need to have that hydro to give you a little bit of situational awareness, but also be able to push into the smoke if a destroyer wants to smoke up the last minute, so you can use those secondaries to reach out and touch somebody. So we have the old Charles Martel here. He's showing great broadside. I mean, here's the slapping ability of 12 guns. Even though the dispersion is not the greatest, but look at this. Boom. Something's got to hit. Boom. Connection. Whammy kablammy. Send the Charles Martel home. Now, that's one down. And now we're going to go help our U-190 here, the sub, go after the destroyer, the DD that was going down range there. And I'm not sure if he got him or not. I think he got him. Yep. So that destroyer's out of the game. And now we're going to push in right now. So that pretty much is the timing I'm talking about right now. Is we've eliminated majority of the threats on the eastern flank. Now it's time to push in and either flank the other Brandenburg right there, or we can push and go around the corner and try to help the team Cap C. So what are the things we're talking about here? I mean, this is, I really like, if you haven't played it already, I mean, try the Mackinson, which is tier 6. I'll do a review about that. But try out the new tier 6 and above super cruiser battleshipy kind of tech line that's being early released right now. I encourage you guys to get those tokens. I mean, it's really easy. Just play the game and you get the tokens and try to get the Mackinson tier 6. I like to compare it to this ship right here, is the Brandenburg. Does it hold up to the new German tech battleship line? My honest opinion, not really. I think it's just kind of like another tier 8 replacement for the Massachusetts kind of style battleship, where it's just a German tier 8 secondary focused battleship. It really, in my opinion, is not as good as the other ones. Yeah, even though it has 12 guns, yes, that's cool, but the dispersion and the pin angles and their 380 millimeter, I mean, they're really not as great as you would want them to be. And like I said, it's like a shotgun blast, but really it focuses on the secondary builds focus. So I'll show you a little bit more of the secondary action right here. Just we'll push up and see if we can take either the Albemarle here or the Bismarck, one of those. And with the IFHE build, it's great. Pen's 32 millimeter, awesome. Its rate of fire is great. It's got one more set of 105 millimeter guns, which is cool. Because I try to compare it to the Pommern or the Mackinson or any of the other Germans, and this really just has one extra set of, secondary guns, 105s. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, does it look cool with 12? Yeah, it looks cool, but does it really? How does it handle? I mean, even the Bismarck only has 8 guns, but I mean, the Bismarck actually put up a good fight against me. But I look at this probably as just a miniature Pommern, really. Really kind of honestly squishy German battleship with a lot of secondaries, good range of it, torpedoes. Just lacks the hydro, which I don't know why they didn't give the hydro. They gave us a spotter plane, which I mean, with the dispersion that this ship has, doesn't really add up. Because I mean, I've tried to shoot this thing long range with the the spotter plane, and I'm not really getting much out of it. See those shells right there? Yeah, 1 or 2 overpins, doing some of the job, but I mean, the Bismarck is almost full broadside right there. I mean, we're just getting lucky with that. Testing out the secondaries, yep, they're going up, and there's Lunther Gungens. I mean, you get a lot of secondary hits. Now Lunther is, the perk has added there. Now we can get really, really fast-firing guns, and this is pretty much just a fireworks show ship. It just loves shooting secondaries, and we're trying to shoot long range right there and see if we can hit the Albemarle from here, and yay, a little bit of some connection there, but not much. So let's see here, what are we doing right now? So now we're gonna basically push into the Bismarck and see if he comes around the island, and I'm just testing really out the secondaries to see if they start some fires, get some pins, and hopefully our team is helping us press C, since we're the only ones over here kind of contesting it and giving something to shoot at. And there's the Bismarck right there, and let's start opening up. Open fire. Let's see what we get there. 1,000. Yeah, like I said, these guns are just kind of like questionable. You would think they'd be as strong as maybe a 380 millimeter. I figure that, man, they must be at least as good as the cruisers and the American side, where they have 380 millimeter, but not so much to me.
Dash it all.
And we're gonna go ahead and pull around the corner here and not show too much broadside. Yep, we're trying to angle in right here. So we're gonna angle as best we can. Let's see if it, look at that. It still takes a wallop, man. Those Bismarck guns are pretty strong. So honestly, we're gonna have to just push in here, because I feel like our team is pretty much dead. We're the last ones here, and you know what? Let's push. Let's have some fun. We'll use some torpedo action as we can do it. And we got some secondaries. The angles aren't as great, as you can tell. Not many shells flying. It's just kind of questionable on the angles there. I like the other tech line tree secondary angles are way better. And we're gonna push and turn right and shoot a set of torpedoes, because I think the Bismarck is slowing down right here. We'll just fire one right there. And we're at 18,000 health right here, and I'm just looking at what else does this provide. I mean, the turning angles are pretty good. It can turn, it's okay. It's not bad, but man, it's just a squishy ship. So what are my thoughts about this? I mean, look at it. You make the decision for yourself. What kind of play style do you think you can do with the Brandenburg? Boom, whammy, kablammy, torpedoes actually pay off, but the Kansas has caught us broadside, and we are, boom, daddy kablammy, and we're out of the gamey, back to port. So what are my thoughts about this ship? Should you buy it? Is it worth the price? For $51, if you don't have a Pommern and you want to play with tier 8, then yeah, go for it. But if you already have a Pommern, I think the Palmer is better than this, and you get in play with tier 7, 8, and 9, end up with the Palmer, and even up to 10. Can the Brandenburg hold out with tier 10 ships? I think it could, but you're really a support ship at this point. I don't think you can work without Hydro or any kind of ability to tank or push in as well. The Palmer is kind of the same thing. If you missed out on the Palmer, this is another replacement for it. It's just a tier 8 version of it. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I appreciate all the support. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, be notified of upcoming videos, and I appreciate our goal to get to 300. Until then, we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.